Get a couple of notes. Stop questioning God and creation for things that will not serve you. To know what isn't happening is happening, because what is happening is what you're missing when you question what isn't happening now. If it isn't happening, it's not something for you to be concerned with at all. God, for God, by God, with God, to God, of God. With this, that question does not exist. Don't ask again. Likewise, your filter for the things you call emotions, when coming from a world of grievance, please do not take your grievance and filter it through the lens of hate for red. If you're in that realm of desire with your hate, you will see red forever, to ignore the rest of the spectrum in this prism of the world we call mind, where we play in the dream of that great dreamer you call God, the one you do not need to question, because it is. So what is? Though it is not a question, it is. And that's what is. What is? Why is? Where is? There is. Those questions, though they did not take the kind of material form that gets in our way phonetically, a question could if you thought that was good for God. Since it is not, don't do that again. Because you question yourself when you do. When you question yourself in the existence of things to be what it is with things that exist, you create a pattern of disconnecting from things that exist to focus on ideas that exist also in a world where you pretend it does not. So because of you, we failed to see what is simply is. What is not possible. So since you are not God, do not create things that do not exist. Since it does not exist, it's not a problem. Nor do you need to understand it. So lean not on your own understanding, and deliver yourself from the temptations that cause you to separate yourself from what is simply just being. God. Then you take those grievances in life, when you find you're centered there, to transmute means to hold it, pause, to transpose, redirect, recalibrate, and then when you feel that you have purified the energy from toxic energies that no longer serve us, in that moment you are free to begin thinking creatively about what you did. Internally, you took something that was and is increasingly difficult to deal with. You continue to take things that are tough and increasingly difficult to deal with, and consistently build strength, resiliency, love, because you're strong. And with that filter, you could not go wrong. To transpose, redirect, and recalibrate hate into something beautiful. even if it is silent, sitting with it, just still with the bliss, not having to deal with unwanted emotions. What you did for yourself is perfect, and that's the greatest gift you can give anyone. Peace. Thank you. And thanks again for those who take that peace to put out peaceful remedies for those big-time situations that we all struggle with. No one wants to make these journeys alone. However, for some of us, that's just part of the test. So persevere, give it your best. Don't give up when emotions would have you stop or quit because you can't remember why you're doing this. When nothing else matters, you keep going, you be strong, because you matter. You matter, even if you're the last one. You matter. I know it hurts. But whoever you are, being last in my life, you're the firstborn. Because in that moment, I promise, if you don't give up, even if it doesn't make sense, something, whatever that is that comes in to save you from yourself, will do that. It's worth it, just to hang on. And when it brings you back to yourself, you slowly integrate with your family again after collecting your thoughts to make home with the wholeness you have with your God, the one that saved you in that moment you needed most for yourself. And while the others are standing around cheering for you because you ran your marathon, just remember, we're paying that forward also, just like I'm doing now, for children, especially mine, my daughter, my son, for their mothers, my mother, my father, we honor them. By finishing that marathon with love also, even if you are alone. It's worth it. Trust me. It's not worth hurting others or getting upset about. Especially not you. We don't always know why. Don't blame yourself. And one last thing I'll tell you. Don't let others convince you that you deserved it. Sometimes we don't understand why things get punished without a reason, but if we think about that real carefully, I think you might remember one very good story, and that's worth to remember. Thanks.